Hi guys, my name is Rebecca and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to solve the practical task of chapter 13, layout, in Cambridge IGCSE textbook. So we are going to start with task 13A. It says create a new document. Open the file text1.rtf. Okay, so we are going to create a new document. Okay, and then we need to open the file text1.rtf. okay, so go to file, open, browse. Okay, text1.rtf, open. Okay, and then you should have this. Okay, change the document heading to winter weather forces schools to close. Okay, so I'm just going to copy the text. So we need to replace that with this heading. Okay, I'm going to use control. Okay, I'm going to right click and then choose the second paste option so that the formattings can be the same. Okay, save the document as task 13A. Okay, so I'm going to save this, save as, browse. Okay, so for this task I created a new folder, chapter 13, so that I can save the task. Okay, task 13A, and then I'm going to change the file format to Word document and then save. Task 13B, open the file task 13A. Okay, so we're going to open this file that we just saved now, and then we should have this. Then move the last sentence in the document so that it becomes the last sentence in the first paragraph. Okay, the last sentence in the document. So the last sentence in the document is this. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this so that it becomes the last sentence in the first paragraph. So this is the first paragraph. We have 3 paragraphs, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we just paste it here. Then it says add a new subheading, school closures, just before the second paragraph. Okay, just before the second paragraph. Okay, just before the second paragraph. Okay, I need to paste using the same formattings. Okay, then it says and add this short paragraph before the text place table here. Okay, so we're going to add this paragraph before the text place table here, so that means under the school closures. Okay, this is supposed to be capital letters, so I'm just going to change it manually. Okay, in what is now the third paragraph, change the word was to is. Okay, in the third paragraph, so this is the third paragraph, so we need to change this was to is. Okay, so because we can have more than one items that we want to, more than one word that we want to change, so I'm going to make use of replace. Okay, so we are looking for was and we are replacing it with is. Okay, and then replace all. Then you will see the instruction that says, do you want to search the rest of the document? No, we only want to search that specific paragraph, so we can close. Okay, and we can see that the word was has been changed to is. Okay, and add the word has between counties and reported. Okay, so we need to add this text, okay, between counties and reported. So for this one I'm going to use find. Okay, so I'm going to find counties. Okay, so this is counties, so I will just type the has in between and That's it for task 13B. So it says save the document as task 13B. Okay, so task 13B and then save. Okay, task 13C. Open the file task 13B. Okay, so we're going to open the file we just saved now, 13B. It says insert the file table1.csv as a table within the document. So table1.csv. So I'm going to find table1.csv in our source files. So table1, this is table1.csv. Okay, I'm just going to open this using Word document. Okay. So this is it, and I'm going to copy it and then I will paste it here. Okay, this place that shows with the text place table here. So I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, so this has to be a table within the document. Okay, so I'm going to select it and then click on insert table, and then I'm going to choose convert text to table. Okay, and then okay. So we are going to have this. Okay, I don't think we don't need this this cell, this column, sorry, and then I'm just going to delete this. Okay, that's it. We can close this. Save the document as task 13C. Okay, so I'm going to save. Okay, 13C. Task 13D. Open the file task 13C. Okay. Place a red arrow from the end of the third paragraph so that it points at the figure 250 plus in the table. So from the end of the third paragraph, so this is the third paragraph, this is the end, and then it should be pointing at 250 plus. Okay, so we are going to go to insert and we are going to insert shape. We are going to make use of this. Okay, and then I'm going to click on this yellow point and drag like this. Okay, I'm going to bring this down and then move it closer. Okay, so then the question says it has to be a red arrow. Okay, so we just click on shape outline and then just make it red. Okay, that's it. Save the document as task 13D. So we're going to save as task 13D. And then yeah, that's it for task 13D. Task 13E. Open the file task 13D and add the following text to the end of the document as a new paragraph. Okay, so we're going to open task 13D. Okay, so the end of the paragraph, this is it, this place. Then we need to add this text, okay, as a new paragraph. Okay, I'm going to make this capital letter. Okay, below this text, add a table like this. Okay, so for us to add a table, we just need to know how many rows and columns. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 rows and then 3 columns. So I'm going to click on insert table and then just choose how many row and columns. Okay, so this is it. Okay, save this document as task 13E. Task 13E. Okay, that's it for task 13E. Task 13F. Open the file task 13E. Okay, so we're going to open the file task 13E. Okay, add this text and the image snowflake to the table. Okay, so we have to add all of this text and then this image. Okay, and then we can see that here the background color of the first row is pale blue. Okay, so I'm going to make the background color for the first row pale blue. Okay, and then the next I'm going to insert the image. Okay, click on insert picture and then go to your source files. Okay, the image snowflake. Okay, this will appear too big, so you can just reduce diagonally. Okay, reduce diagonally. You can adjust this also. Okay, we can see this is maximum and this is minimum, and we have the date here, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd up to 8th of February. Okay, so we have maximum and then we have minimum, and then we have 2nd February, we have 3rd, 4th, we have 5th, 6th, 7th, and then we have 8th. Okay, so we have 3 5 5 2 2 5 4, 3 5 5 2 2 5 4. Okay, let's check that again. 3 5 5 2 2 5 4. Okay, and then we have all of these are negative, so we have 1 3 3 1 1 3 2. Okay, 1 3 3 1 1 3 2. Okay, I'm just going to add the negative in front. One 3 3 1 1 3 2. 1 3 3 1 1 3 2. Okay, that's done. Then okay, this is bold. Okay, and then we need to save the document as task 13F. Okay, so I'm just going to make this text bold. Okay, and then save as task 13F. Okay, and that's it for task 13F. Okay, task 13G, we are going to edit a table. So open the file table.rtf. Okay, we need to open the file table.rtf. This should be in our source files. Table.rtf. Okay, this is the file. Then insert a new column to fit between the data for Bernice and David. So we need to enter a new column between Bernice and David. Okay, so what we're going to do, so this is Bernice, this is David. So I just place your cursor here and then right click, or you can just click on insert here. Okay, insert right. Okay, so you have a new column between Bernice and David. Then enter the following data into the column. Okay, so we have Charlie, and then for the subject we have all of these details. So Charlie, math is 27, English 59. Okay, Charlie, 27, 59. Okay, then we have physical education 98, 98, 61, 33. Okay, 98, 61, and then we have 33. Okay, then it says enter a new row above mathematics. Enter the following data into that row. So we need to enter a new row above mathematics. A new row above mathematics. Okay, same thing, right click, insert above. Okay, and then what data do we need to, okay, we need to have this data subject. Okay, so we have subject. Okay, enter a new row above the top row. Enter a new row above the top row. So this is the top row. We're going to add another row above. So insert above. And then delete the row for physical education. Move the column Zoe. Okay, let's do this first. Delete the row for physical education. So this is the row for physical education. You can either you can just place your cursor in any of the cell in the row, right click, and then you delete, and then delete row. Okay, so physical education row has been deleted. Then it says move the column containing Zoe to the right of the column containing David. Okay, so this row, this column, we need to move it to the right of David. So what we can do is we can just select it. Okay, we can right click and cut. Okay, and then we come near David, right click and then paste. Okay, so that's done. Okay, merge all cells in the top row of the table and add the test scores for class. Okay, we are going to merge the top row and then add this text to it. Okay, so the top row, this is the top row. I'm just going to select all, right click, merge cells. Okay, then I can now paste the text. Okay, that's done. Save the document as task 13G. Okay, so we need to save as task 13G. File, save as. Okay, task 13G. And I'm going to change the file format to Word document and then save. Okay, so that's all for task 13G. Task 13H. Okay, so task 13H says open the file that you saved in task 13F. Okay, so task 13F. 13F. Okay, then it says sort the lower table into descending order of minimum temperature. Okay, sort the lower table into descending order of minimum temperature. Okay, so the lower table, this is the lower table. So we need to sort into descending order of minimum. Okay, minimum. Okay, so we are going to select the data Okay, all these cells, and then we are going to go to layout, and then we are going to click on sort. Okay, so we are sorting into descending order of minimum. Okay, I'm just going to close this first. So minimum is in column 3. Okay, so we are going to sort by column 3 and then descending order. Okay, so okay, we can see that it has been sorted. We can see we have the 5th date here, we have the 8th date here, we have the 3rd date here. So that has been sorted into descending order of minimum. And then it says save the document as task 13H minimum. Okay, 13H mim. So I'm going to save that. Okay, and then save. Okay, that's done. Then it says sort the lower table into descending order of maximum temperature. Sorry, ascending order. Into ascending order of maximum temperature. So the same step, we are going to select the data and then click on sorting. So we are going to be using column 2 now because we are sorting maximum. And then in ascending order, and then click OK. Okay, so now we have the ascending order done, and we need to save this as task 13H max. 13H max. And then we save. Task 13I. Open the file that you saved in task 13F. Okay, 13F. Okay, narrow the columns in the top table so that there is a minimum of white space, but note no text wraps within a cell. Okay, so what this means is that let me see again. Narrow the column in the top table. Okay, so this table. Okay, so now they want us to, some of you, if you have your table like this, okay, if you have your table like this with so much space, okay, so what they want is narrow it down so that all of the space are removed, but still the text are not wrapped. So what you can do is take your cursor to the line and double click on it. It will automatically adjust itself. Double click and then it will adjust. So that is how to narrow the columns. Okay, this is done. Then set the text wrap options for this table so that the body text of the document flows around the table. Okay, now what that means is the body text here will flow around this table. Okay, let me just show you. Just click on this and then right click and then table properties. Okay, so we are going to wrap. So we are going to wrap around and then we click OK. Okay, so you can see that the text comes around the table. So this is what it means. Okay, and then save this document as task 13I. Okay, so we're going to save it as task 13I. Okay, so that's all for task 13I. Task 13J. Open the file that you saved in task 13I. Okay, 13I. Right align, okay, right align all of the cells containing numbers in the second column of the top table. Okay, we need to align all the cells containing numbers in the second column of the top table. Okay, so this is the top table. So only the cells containing numbers. So we have this, and then we have this. Okay, to select only those cells, you select, you press Control, and then you select. Okay, so to align, okay, we just click here, align right. Okay, and that's it. Okay, then center align all of the cells in the top 2 rows. Okay, we need to center align all cells in top 2 rows and the row containing north. Okay, the top 2 row. So this is the top 2 row. Okay, top 2 rows, and then the row containing not. So I'm going to press down Control and then select, oh sorry, not this, and then select not. Okay, so we need to center align. Okay, center align, that's done. Okay, make the top row of the table twice as high. Okay, we need to make the top row of the table twice as high. Okay, now this is the top row. Okay, to make it twice as high, right click and then properties. Okay, wait, let me see, design or layout. Okay, twice as high. Okay, so the height is 0.42, so I'm just going to make it 0.84. Okay, so that's done. Okay, we can see that it is twice as high. Okay, then vertically align all text to the middle of the cell. Okay, vertically align. So to vertically align, it means we want it to be at the middle. Okay, so okay, this vertically align to the center. Okay, that's done. Then merge the cells in row 2 and 7 into single cells. The cells in row 2. Okay, this is row 2, so I'm going to right click, merge, and then this is row 7. Okay, right click and then merge. Okay, so I'm just going to align that center. Okay, because this is also aligned center. Okay, then it says save the document as task 13J. Okay, so I'm going to save as task 13J. Okay, so that's all for task 13J. Task 13K. Open the file that you saved in task 13J. Okay, 13J. Okay, in the lower table, center align the content of row 1 both horizontally and vertically. Okay, horizontally and vertically in the lower table. Center align the content of row 1 both vertically and horizontally. Okay, so row 1, okay, layout, Okay, so center align vertically and horizontally. Okay, that's it. Okay, remove all grid lines from this table except those cells containing maximum and minimum temperatures during this week. Okay, let's remove the grid line first. Okay, so let's remove the grid line. Okay, and then okay, no border. Okay, then it says except those cells containing maximum and minimum temperatures. Okay, those cells, okay, the cells containing maximum and minimum. Okay, that means this, and then this one. Okay, so for this one, then we are just going to okay, then we'll have all border. Okay, so that's it. Okay, then in the top table, set the background color. Okay, let's check the top table. Okay, this top table, set the background color of all cells in the top two rows. Okay, the top two rows and the row 7 to yellow. Okay, the top two row and then row 7, okay, to yellow. Okay, that's done. Then in the lower table, shade the background of the top row with pale blue colored diagonal lines. Okay, in the lower table, shade the background of the top row. Okay, this one. So the background of this top row. Okay, we need to make it pale blue colored diagonal lines. Okay, so to do that, let's see. Okay, table properties. Okay, border and shading, and then shading, then the style. Okay, the color is already pale blue. The style should be diagonal. Okay, okay, diagonal. Okay, let's see, color diagonal lines. Okay, just diagonal lines, whichever one. Okay, and then okay, so it should look like this. Okay, then save the document as task 13K. Okay, so we save this as 13K. Okay, so that's all for task 13K. Okay, task 13L. Open the file shipping.rtf. Okay, shipping.rtf. Okay, this will be in our source files. Shipping.rtf. Okay, edit the table to make the row height for the row containing Liverpool the same height. Okay, the row containing Liverpool. The row containing Liverpool. Okay, the row containing Liverpool okay, this row, okay, to be the same height as the other rows. Okay, just to do that, you can just come here and adjust. Okay, that's it. Okay, this is done. Then edit the column width and text wrapping so that the table looks like this. Okay, so we need to edit to make the table look like this. Okay, so let's start with the top row. Okay, so the top row, we can see that the text is lower. Okay, it's not at the top. So I'm just going to select and then go to layout, and then okay, I'm going to choose this align bottom. Okay, because they are all aligned bottom. Okay, and then this, we can see this is 2 lines. Okay, I'm going to adjust this. Okay, let's start with this first. This is how many lines? So this tones and then rounded to the okay, rounded to the okay, I'm going to make this enter. Okay, because this symbol, right, it means that we have to click enter. Okay, so I think that's it. From change, yeah, I think that's it. This is done. Oh, okay, so these texts are not wrapped. Okay, so the text are not wrapped, so we need to still adjust. Okay, I'm going to let me adjust this first. Okay, oh, why is this? Change from 2017. So I think that's all. Yeah, that's all. Okay, so save the document as task 13L. Okay, so we're going to save as okay, task 13L. Okay, we'll change the file format to Word document and then save. Okay, so that's all for task 13L. Okay, task 13M. So task 13M, we're going to be editing the header and footer. Okay, so open the file that you save in task 13K. Okay, task 13K. Okay, add your name on the left in the header, and then the text historical study in the center of the header, and the text England 2009 on the right in the header. Okay, so we are going to go to insert header, and then we are going to choose this this one, 3 columns. Okay, so on the left side, we need to have our name. Okay, our name, and then at the center we need to have historical study. Okay, historical study, and then on the right side we need to have England 2009. Okay, England 2009. Okay, and then okay, that's all. Then save the document as task 13M. Okay, so you just click outside the header and then it will be, you can see it at the top. If you go to the next page, if you have next page, it should appear on all pages. Okay, so we are going to save this as task 13M. Is it M? Yes, 13M. And then save. Okay, so that's all for task 13M. Okay, task 13N. Okay, so we're going to be looking at how we can place automated objects. So automated objects can be date, time, okay, in the header and footers. Okay, so open the file that you saved in task 13M. Okay, 13M. Okay, this is it. And then place in the footer the text saved on, then followed by date, and then followed by the text at, okay, and then the time on the left. Okay, so again, place in the footer the text saved on, followed by the date, and then the text at, and then the time on the left. Okay, so we're going to so that's in the footer. So insert footer. Okay, we're going to use these three. So on the left side, we want to have saved on, then followed by the date. Okay, I'm going to put space, so we can have this one will insert both date or time. Okay, if you need to insert date and time at the same time, you can use this, but if not, you can use document info field. Okay, so we want to have dates, right? We want to have date, so you can just choose the date and then okay, so the date will be there. And then the next, we need to have the text at, space at, and then next we need to have and the time on the left. Okay, so the time, then again document info field, and then we look for time. Okay, so time. Okay, so that's it. Then we are going to have with the page number and total number of pages in the center. So in the center here, we want to have the page number, and it should also show the number of pages. So that means they want to see page 1 of, let's say there are 10 pages in this document, so page 1 of 10. Okay, so we're going to click page number, current position, and then we have to look for the one that shows 1 of, yeah, this one. Okay, so page 1 of, this is it at the center. Okay, so this is done. And then we want to have automated file name and file path on the right. Okay, automated file name and file path. So we can come here, document info, file name. Okay, so the file name is there, and then we want to have file path also. Okay, so we have file path. Okay, so my file path is long because of the name of the folders, so, and this needs to be on the right side, so I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to align it to the right. Okay, but in your IG exam, most likely the file path will not be this long, so it will not cross towards the side. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so that's that for placing object in the automated object in the header and footer. Save the document as task 13N. Okay, so that's that for task 13N. So that's all for chapter 13 layout topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe.